has chosen the storyline spread for your general monthly reading, which is a scattershot across the entire sign, telling 3, 4, or even 5 different stories for people going through different scenarios this month. The stories can be about any topic, so the floor is wide open. People say that often multiple stories do and will resonate with them, but the main goal of the storyline spread is to find that one story that is all about you. And that is what we're going to do today. Welcome in, Gemini. It is storyline time, and what the intro did not tell you is that this is going to be a specific story based on finances. They want to talk about money for my Geminis here in April 2024. We're looking at 3 different stories about finances: buying stuff, selling stuff, moving money around, getting maybe taxes ready for April, something like that. In fact, there's a much bigger draw that we'll talk about later as your reading goes on. I think I know why Spirit wanted this for a couple of my signs, and you guys are one of them. So let's get started right now, guys. First thing is first. My table is full of cards. If you'd like to look at these cards, I post the pictures of not just yours, but all of the overheads on my Facebook page. So let's get started with, I'm going to actually do your big story first. This story is massively large. It is huge. The first moving part we have here, this is your connecting piece. Work messaging coming in very early. So work is letting you know about something about finances here in early April. So some of my Geminis may not know if this story is about you yet, especially if you're viewing this video early in the month like most people do. So it says early in the month for me here, but that could be anywhere, between here and the April 1 and April 15 that this work messaging, this work correspondence is coming in. Work's letting you know something about finances here. And what they're calling for here is something to do with kids. Maybe some of you work with kids. Maybe this has, money being put toward use for the kids, something like that. Daycare, summer care. Well, I guess we're not quite there yet. We're still in school. But anyway, the kids do come up here. I do have a childhood card coming up here. And let's look at the other moving parts here before I get too far ahead of myself. The Knight of Cups comes in next for me. It's an upright card, meaning we're showing action here in the financial story, but this is a family action. So this is more about, you're moving money around for the family. This is something that benefits everybody. It's not like you just buying a TV for your room. Okay, this is money being moved for the family. Action being taken, and it looks like a good action. I'd encourage you to do that. Gemini, they bring in new coinage too. So new money coming to you from places that are new. It's not your normal revenue stream that they're showing here. So maybe some of you are getting taxes here, or, got some money coming back to you. Maybe somebody's paying you back a loan. That kind of energy is what they show here. I do have round and round in my Oracle Angel card. So here there is a factor where there is some repetitious stuff going on here. Maybe you feel like you've done this 100 times and you're waiting for the break here, you're waiting for this new money, you're waiting for something to change financially. I'm not really sure what angle they mean here, but round and round comes in as letting you know that there is something very cyclical going on here in this story. And if it's a good cycle, you just continue it, and if it's not, well, you know what you got to do. The other moving parts here, like I said, very long story, is they have an action, messaging coming in, love message actually, coming in late in April. Late in April is 15th through the end of April, basically. This is more full moon territory. We have new moon coming in very strong, like for pretty much everybody. It's the opportunity. It's the last super new moon of the year. We'll talk about that at the end of your reading and more in detail. But here they're keying in on what happens late in April. So it makes me feel like something financially, that's something you guys got to get out of your life, okay? Like a bill you got to X. It's like, a way of you spending money that you just got to nix that. You can't do that anymore. You can't buy the Starbucks every day, okay? It's something like that. So that's what they talk about, how that comes in late in April as a big factor there. And they're also letting us know here that something between you and either your significant other or you and another person very close to you, because this is a family card, of course, doesn't have to be romantic, but a lot of times it is. It's like couples finances or something like that are going to be a little bit not working out so well in April. Okay, so it's letting you know that, maybe the 2 account thing's not so good. I think I had that somewhere else too. I do. I have a piece of that in story 2 as well. So there is congruence with the stories here of Gemini's putting their money with other people right now is not a good time for it. I would encourage you to kind of do things separate. You can do separate but equal or something like that, or just figure it out in a different way, because this other person may be experiencing a difficulty, a hardship or something like that. You don't want it to affect you and bring you down with it. but you can still build them up, separately in a different way perhaps, or figure it out, what is best for you guys to do there. They also show, this can also be about entities, because it's not just people. This could represent like two different accounts here. So if you've been thinking about like adding a second account or splitting your money in between these two places, Roth IRA and 401k, or something like that. Here they're saying not in April, not a good time for it. And that is probably because what I'm going to be talking about in May, guys. I'm going to actually put this out on my Facebook very, very soon. I got some forecasting for May. I know that's way ahead of us of this reading right here, but it is financial. And I do have 2 financial readings going on this month too. So there's big, significant financial pushes for not just you guys, but for everybody coming up here very, very soon. So I'm going to post it on the Facebook page. You'll see that kind of stuff on there. This reading is all about April, guys. I just got to close in and, focus on April. The last moving part we have here, they do talk about a person. I had court cards come in all the way here, which is all my people cards, but when I checked to verify if they're talking about, hey, is this about a person? Spirit kept saying, no, it's the energy of this card. No, it's the energy of this court card. No, it's the energy of this court card. Well, we got to the end and they said, oh, this one's a person. This is a woman. This is a Queen of Cups. She's kind of she doesn't look very happy in the deck that they wanted me to use for you guys here, or at least just kind of down, maybe depressed, not really happy about what's going on with something here financially, with the family, somebody close to you, probably not you directly. This is usually somebody close to you. If it was you directly, you'd kind of be more of the other parts of this, what's going on here. So it's somebody very close to you. A lot of you, they show her on an upright though, so she's not like upside down. If she was hanging upside down, she'd be like miserable, very upset. This is more kind of like internally upset, like on the outward, on the surface, like she's looking okay, but the inner dialogue is really bothering her about something here. And this is somebody close to your heart, guys. So it's, this is just story 1. This may not be about you at all. We got 2 more stories left to come, but if you know who this woman is, they show that she has great impatience. I have my Temperance card next on an invert. It basically means lack of patience or needs to learn patience in a big way. So this is somebody here that's wanting finances to change, maybe wanting instant gratification, wanting to spend more above her means, something like that. Anyway, it's not looking good there, so we need to get this person any kind of help we can. We need to maybe encourage them to clean this up a little bit. I'm not sure, you have a better idea than I do what this person's like mechanisms are, how to get through to them, and how to encourage them. Some people you got to encourage very softly and just drop little clues here and there and, plant little seeds. Other people are more like, you need to be direct, you need to like be very upfront and like you throw it in their face type of thing for them to like wake up and see what's going on. So anyway, that's the last moving part there of story number 1. Let's get into story 2, guys. Story 2, there is congruence, like I said, to story 1, but the first thing that comes in here is my Emperor card. This is the boss card in tarot, the God card in tarot. This is the big guy. He's saying here that if a lot of my Geminis here, if you need to be authoritative about something, like you've let something go, you really need to be the boss. You really need to step something up financially here. Spirit is saying April is the time for you to do this, and you need to be the boss, and you have God's, embrace here. He's basically saying, you can do this. You can handle it. You got to do it in April, not May, not June. No. April. It's got to be April. They do show, again, my 2 Lovers card inverted. It's very similar to my 2 of Cups that's inverted. It's very similar pictures of the card. If I'm going to try to get a graphic of it and put it on the screen for you. If I don't do that, I do apologize, but I'm going to attempt to get that together on a very tight schedule here this month. But very similar energies of those cards. And in the same definition I gave in story 1 here, we have like 2 people who are, they're saying not 2 accounts or not 2 people putting their money together in accounts. So it's the same energy of story 1 with that. It is more about doing your own here. And I'm actually going to jump to your Rune Stone right now. I don't normally do this, but this is going to be so congruent with what we're talking about here in story 1 and 2. The Rune Stone is the rune of standstill. It is just I'm not sure which one's easier for you to see here. Maybe this one. It's just a 1 mark down, like a number 1 or a capital letter I, something like that. It means kind of just, hey, you know what, just pause for a second here. Or do something kind of on your own in a way. So there's a moment here that they want you to kind of stand still and maybe do something on your own, not with multiple accounts, not with 2 different paths. This is more about the focus of the one. We have the Star card coming in here in story 2. Star card, wish fulfillment, destiny, more about what is coming to you than what you're actually doing, choosing, and changing. Okay, so this is all like kind of like written in the clouds, written in the stars type of deal. So there is a lot of momentum going on here in story 2 financially. Things are actually rolling and going forward the way that they're supposed to, whether it feels like they are or not. They do show that there is a fork in the road. It is my card, fork in the road, so it's Spirit being very direct here with saying, like, there's a couple ways that you can go here. It's not many. It might just be left or right, yes or no, do this or don't do this. And what they're saying here is that, the main advice I can give you here toward this in a general reading, which I got to remind you, this is a general reading. You're sharing this energy with all of your Gemini friends. It's not just you. And if you're looking for messages that are personal, private, specific only to you, we can really narrow this down in a personal, private reading. Those are all available on scottsagent.com, from small all the way up to full service, guys. Got a little something on there for everybody to enjoy, and we can figure that what this fork in the road is and figure out your best path. But the only information I can give you from what's here is that it's not the two. The 2 is the no, and the 1 is the yes, if that makes sense to you. Spirit does kind of work in mysterious ways here, so that may be odd versus even, or, I'm not really sure what they're trying to get to you, but hopefully I've given you enough context here to make that make sense. Let's get into story 3. Story 3. You guys are also getting animal totem reading here, and your urgent reading. Gemini is getting animal totems. In fact, you're getting 2 animal totems. That's a transitional animal totem. That reading is going to drop a few days after this one does. That'll probably be April 6th, maybe 7th, right around there. And also your homily is going to drop right around that same day. I might do it the day before the urgent readings or the day after. I'm not sure which yet, but that is going to be a separate video. I used to attach the homily to your reading. I'm not going to do that this month. This is just going to be kind of a short and easy thing. Homily is going to be a standalone reading, standalone video. Try to get more depth there on YouTube. So here in story 3, what they show is the first thing here is we're overcoming, Geminis here are overcoming being really tied down. So if you're a Gemini who's been extremely financially strapped previously, like maybe, the months leading up here, the whole year maybe, January, February, March, leading up into April, you've been really strapped, you've been really tight. Well, this is starting to break open here. So this is a wonderful, great story as far as how it begins. Very nice start. They do show here that there is an element here of, things can go the wrong way, so you have to be very diligent, okay? So don't, just because you have maybe an influx of money, don't go blowing it, don't do anything stupid with it, don't take any risks, especially financial risks, because of that message I have to put on Facebook, guys. It's going to be a big deal. You don't want to take risks right now, not financially, not at all. This can also be a card about, it is my 6 of swords. It is inverted, so that's why we're reading it kind of in reverse, the opposite definition. And the other thing that this can mean here is travel. This can be a card about travel, and Spirit would be like, no, don't travel. You save that money right now. This is not the time for Gemini to travel, not if you're here in story 3. Now keep in mind, if you're in story 1 or 2, this information is probably not about you at all. In that case, disregard. But the other thing they show here is they really want you to take pride in what you got here. Really maybe save it. Maybe do something really important with it that you really care about very deeply, a passion or something like that. And I also have Treasure Island, which is the rewards will be overflowing to you financially. If you do that, that is much, much better of a direction to go with things. Be very careful about bad decisions there, and especially the mentality and kind of the stressors and anxieties. It makes me feel like impulse buys, impulse purchases. That's the stuff you want to avoid in April, okay, Gemini? Very good. Now, like I said, those moons. We have the super new moon coming here in this month. That is actually, it's the biggest one. It's the last biggest one of all of 2024. So this is the best time to bring new things into your life. That's why we're going to focus on that in your moon cycle forecast. But not just that, but it is creating the eclipse that is going over a lot of the United States here in April. Very big deal. Let's go to your moon cycles. Okay guys, it is moon cycles forecast time. Let's talk about these lunar energies that are all around us anyways, so we can use it to our benefit, implement some positive change into your month. Well, the first thing you need to understand is whether these energies are coming in or going out. Just like the tides, the moon has control of that. In the same way, you can use it too. The first thing that hits chronologically this month is the new moon. You're going to see all the text information on your screen, any rare occurrences, as well as the date. Now, this is a target date for the new moon. It doesn't have to be done on this date, guys. I really like to bracket a few days before and a few days after to get a very powerful week where you can bring new things into your life and really manifest. If it is NEW, it's not there before, brand new, this is the best time to bring it into your life. Something new financially, maybe something new with work, new love, love, new health. It doesn't matter what it is. If it's new, this is the best time of the month to work on these things, really help bring it in. Adversely, the full moon, the opposite energy, the energy going out, hits on this date on your screen. And of course, the same rules apply. It doesn't have to be done on this date. We're talking about a week window, a few days on each side of it here. When this energy is very strong going out, and the energy going out is the best time to get things out of your life that don't belong there or that you don't want there, something that's got control of you or hold of you that you don't want. Maybe something like a bad habit, maybe emotional baggage, a bill that's got to go. That would be something financially, maybe something with health, maybe an eating habit that's got to go. It doesn't matter if it's got to go. The full moon is your best bet to get this change to stick. If any of this has confused you, I've put together a moon cycle cheat sheet. I do it every single month. It is free. It is on the website, guys. You can check it out very easily. It is a little graphic illustration, a tool that you can use so you can kind of see these changes moving in and moving out, so you can align things in your month to it to really get them to stick, implement some great positive changes. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please remember to like and subscribe so you see the future readings. Remember that your homily will be posted in a standalone video on April 6th or 7th. I'll see you guys then. Have an excellent April. I know you will.
So I guess the fortune teller's right.